let's give a few more examples just to make it real of what are the day-to-day moments of telepathy, such as a mother just knows what her son wants or what happened, or
So how do you move your hand?
how do you move your hand? Yeah, okay.
How do you move your hand? How do you move your hand? So you've got you, the spirit, and there's a brain, and there's a body. And if you take the spirit and you try to measure what give the command to the brain, there's nothing. It's like the brain is an entity of its own.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what give the command to the brain?
right. And I understand that. That's a perfect point. But somebody might say, "Oh, my brain, it's just there is no spirit. I just
Not a problem.
there's a decision.
What gives it a command to start?
There's a current that gets generated by the brain, from the brain.
Not a problem. So there's a power station that generates electricity, but no electricity can be generated by itself. There needs to be something before.
Yeah.
So there's something before, yes?
Yeah.
And what comes before the before?
Yeah.
And what comes before the before?
Yeah.
Mud all the way down, yes?
Yes.
The story of the mud, yes?
Yeah, 100%. It's an inside joke for those who...
Basically, someone in all times, the Caesars in Rome came to all the very clever person and says, hey, we have Earth. What's holding Earth? At that time, they thought that Earth is flat. There are some people that still think it's flat.
Yes.
So what's holding this thing in space? So they say, well, there is 3 very big elephants that holding the Earth. So he was happy for a few years, and then one day he had a cognition, and he said, yeah, one second. But what is those elephants standing on? So they went and they thought, and they told him mud. And he was quite happy with that. And then after a while, they came to him and said, okay, but the mud, what is it holding on? And they say, there's mud all the way down.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, yeah.
So that's, because if you look at the brain, okay, so who gives the brain command? So who give the command to that command? Who give the command to that command? And you will get to the inevitable conclusion that what gives the command to the brain cannot be the brain.
Yeah.
What gives the command to the iPhone cannot be the iPhone.
Yes.
It's a programmer that put the commander.
Yes.
And the user that use it.
Yes.
So once you realize that what gives the command to the brain is not the brain, it's quite obvious. So what gives the command to the brain? We cannot measure it. What is it? That thing that we cannot measure, but that bring about that give the command to the brain to send the hands a message, if it is actually coming from the brain, which is not, is telepathy. It's done by telepathy.
And that thing that does that is the spirit.